Who is the lucky person? Ah, I see. अच्छा, क्या हुआ?
राम रहीम को भजने वाले दीन पुजारी बाबा। राम रहीम को
Jai Jai Sitaram Sabkoi, everyone. Let us sit upright for a few minutes as we begin our daily or evening session of devotion. Thank you all to the bhajanavalis this evening for those lovely, lovely bhajans, bringing the mood, creating the mood, in engaging and engulfing this entire Mandir in beautiful Shakti, divine blessings of Bhagwan. Devotees, I'd like to ask all of you to sit upright if you can. Stretch that backbone a little bit. Take a deep breath, gently close your eyes, clasp your hands. As you breathe in, fill the lungs to capacity and then exhale slowly, drop the shoulders, relax. You take another deep breath, fill the lungs to capacity again, let all that oxygenated blood flow to all the capillaries, the smallest vessels of this body. And slowly exhale, and doing so, drop the shoulders again. Take one more deep breath and fill the lungs to capacity. You can hold it for the count of 8. And slowly exhale. Focus on the breath as it exhales, and then inhale very slowly again. Hari भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। We keep on then we close our eyes again with our hands clasped as we chant on the very first shloka, Sri Ramcharitamanas, this beautiful prayer glorifying Bhagavan Sri Ganesha, Mother Vani, the goddess of speech, Mother Saraswati, and of course the sage Valmiki. The Swami Tulsidas Ji writes in Balkan this beautiful prayer called Mandir. Varnanam Artha Sanghanam Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangalanam Chakartaram Vande Mari Vinayako Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwasurupino Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Swantastam Ishwaram Vande Bodhamayam Nityam Guru Shankara Rupino Yamashrito hi vakropi Chandraha sarvatra vandagye Sitaram gulgram Punyaranya vimahvino Vande vishuddha vidyano Kavishwar Kapishwaram Praise the Lord Bhagavan Ramachandra ki Jai. Devotees now will place our palms of our hands like this on our thighs. And as we sit upright, either focus on one of the murtis here, or you can just close your eyes and focus on the breath. We'll go into 1 minute of utmost silence. It's called Mauna. And this is where we focus our minds now on our thoughts and relieve ourselves from the external world. Also, this is also a good time, if you haven't done so already, to please put your cell phones on silence. We love those beautiful ringtones, but we'll save them for later. Hari Om. Thank you so much. We have such wonderful audience this evening. Let us go before the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ganesha, Prathama Puji Vinayaka. As we glorify him, we sing his praises. We say, Pahi Gyaan Dinam. Dharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyaye Sarvavigno Prashantaye Pahi Gajanan Dinavana Pahi Gajanan Dinavana Pahi Gajanan Dinavana Bass on your dhula, please, if you could make it a little bit louder or more firmer. Thank you. Especially for children tonight, in the lives of every human being, there exist two gurus. Vinaya, you know what they are? Who are the two gurus in your life? The first ones. One right next to you. Mommy and daddy. First, mommy first, then daddy. Because our mantra tells us in our scriptures, Matru Deva Bhava, Pitru Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava. So our first guru is mom, second guru, daddy. Okay, then Pandit says and all the other gurus. Yes? Our gurus, guru, the remover of darkness. They are the ones who instill the light into our lives and make us better people. They teach us how to live. Wherever your gurus are tonight, I ask you to bring them subliminally to the center of your forehead, to your mind. If your gurus or your parents have gone to the beyond, also in a matter of a flash, you can bring that photographic memory back into your minds and subliminally bow to their feet. It's a very emotional time to do this, especially we just completed Pitru Paksh and of course worship the Durga Mata during Navaratri. Today, we give praise and thanks to those gurus. The mantra tells us, I'm sure all of you know the mantra. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Beautiful, Jai Gurudev. The last line of that mantra is not Tashmai, there's no Tashmai. Tasmai. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Okay? Wherever our parents are, especially my parents perhaps are looking at us live on our global feed down in Trinidad, Pandit Shri Teacher Tulsi Persad, and my mom is Grace Persad. I vow I submit before you and all the gurus of our lives. Guru Matru Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha Singh, Guru Matru Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha. Tere charan mein swami, tere koti pranam, tere charan mein swami, tere koti pranam, priyatam tumhi, prananath tumhi, priyatam tumhi, prananath tumhi, tere charan mein sai, tere koti pranam, tere Tumhi bhakti ho, tumhi shakti ho, tumhi bhakti ho, tumhi shakti ho, tumhi mukti ho, mere bhole Shiva. Tumhi mukti ho, mere bhole Shiva. Guru Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, tere charan mein sai, tere koti pranam, tere charan mein sai, tere koti pranam. Tumhi prema ho, tumhi karuna ho, once again, Swagatam, Sitaram, Namaste, Jai Guru Datta, Om Sai Ram, Sat Sri Akal. Reverend Pandits, Pandit Seshji, Pandit Nankumarji, Pandit Raviji, and other Pandits, thank you for allowing us to sit together this evening and to chant from our holy scriptures on this auspicious day of the Shira. My dear respected elders, brothers and sisters, and all the children, so let's give our children a lovely round of applause. Thank you all for coming out this evening. And you all sang so beautifully. Our virtual audience as well, joining us all over the world this evening, thank you for being part of this satsang. Goswami Tulsidas tells us in Ramayana, Satya Samagama Hari Katha, Tulsi Dullabh Doi, Sutadara or Lakshmi Papi Ke Bihoi. The reason we are all gathered here tonight, and those of you gathered virtually as well, it's not because of an invitation, it's not because of a flyer. It is because of some past good deeds, some past karma that we have done to earn this right or earn this blessing, to sit in front of these beautiful murtis and to sing the praises of God. Sing the praises of God. We call him Rama, we call him Krishna, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, Jehovah. Whatever form you worship, God is but one. Sarvaloka Ekanatham. Today or tonight being Saturday as well, Shanivar. Whom do we normally worship on a Saturday? Hanumanji. Pavan Putra Hanuman ki. Let us blend our voices, devotees, as we sing the 40 glorious verses of Shri Hanuman Chalisa. If you haven't memorized it yet, you are welcome to use Google Baba as well to follow along with us. This potent prayer called Shri Hanuman Chalisa, I call it perhaps the most powerful spiritual form of medication there is. Meaning, if you're ever feeling down and out, you feel lost, looking for direction, you feel lethargic, you just don't feel like you can't seem to get over this, the end of, or you're hitting a brick wall every time you try to make a leap forward. Sit in your privacy of your home, light a diya, or even just look at the Murti of Mahavir Swami and sing his name. Devotees, he is the one that removes obstacles, and he will certainly bring peace, light and life to all of our homes. Pavan Putra Hanuman ki, Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raju, Nij Man Mukur Sudhar, Parno Raghupar Vimal Jasu, Jo Dayak Prachari, Buddhiheen Tanu Janke, Suniyo Pavan Kumar, Bal Buddhi Vidya Devohi, Arahu Kale Jai Hanuman Gyaan Gun Sagar, Jai Kabir Shakti Gunau Kaunar, Rama Dutta Raghuvi Kuvar Nama, Anjani Putra Pavan Sutama, Mahavira Tigran Majanani, Kumati Bihar Sumati Desan, Kanchana Vara Virar Sumera, Anand Putra Sumera, the energy, the positivity, the vibrations of just the recitation of Sri Hanuman Chalisa. My dear brothers and sisters, we begin tonight with a beautiful bhajan, as we are going to be chanting from Sri Ramcharitamanas, the lake of the deeds of Rama, Lord Rama. The bhajan tells us those who do not chant the name of Rama are dead, they're like living dead. For those who chant the name of Rama, they are granted the eternal kingdom of Rama. Chant the name of Rama. By chanting the name of Rama, all pains and suffering disappear. By meditating on Rama's name, your mind will become pure. And those who forget the name of Rama will stumble at every step. Let us not be like those folks that stumble at every step. Instead, we sing and we glorify the name of Prabhu Ramachandra ki. Prabhu Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम धाम पाते हैं बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते My brothers and sisters, my dear elders, also tonight, as we sing from Ramayana tonight, we'll all be singing Ramayana tonight. I want to encourage you, and we are going to sing very sweetly from Sri Ramcharitamanas. But I ask you, as we did last night, as we sing and the bhajans are playing or continuing, please clap your hands, clap as loud as possible, and sing as loud as possible. If you are shy, you don't want anyone to see you singing, just close your eyes, nobody will see you. So that we have clapped now and infused all of this energy, this positive vibrations in the presence of Bhagwan, we take a very spiritual plunge now into the pages of Sri Ramcharitamanas, the lake of the deeds of Sri Ramchandraji. We sing now Ramayana Sumera, composed and written by Goswami Tulsidas Ji. Jo sumirat siddh hoy, गणनायक करिवाला बरना वो सुमिरन सिर गणनायक करिवाला बरना कारहु अनुग्रह सोई गिराज शुभ गुना sit with our eyes closed now. We chant from Sri Ram Charitamanas, Ramayana Vandana. It's an invocation prayer. Deyam sada paribhavanamabhishtadoham tirthaspadam siruvinan janutam smaran Prenyartiham pranatapala bhavani kodam Vande Mahapurushute Charanarvindam Neelabhujam Shamala Komalangam Sita Samaro Pitubhamabhavyam Pado Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanatan. Ramayana Katha. Lanka Gyaan, Ravan Maran. Tonight I will lead into the Katha, firstly with some philosophy about Ramayana, the significance of the Rama avatar and his purpose. But if you compare on that one, no. The lessons of selfless service that God Himself humbly lived, and every single moment we tie back how and what we as an embodiment of the children of God and how should we operate. We can do this with this gift of life that we have and by the example set by Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji. In this phenomenal world, devotees, all forms manifest peace. All names are auspicious. Sat Chitta Ananda expresses one absolute. It attributes are truth, beauty, and goodness. Look at that. All of the Devis and Devas. Truth, beauty, and goodness. The Supreme, that has to be comprehended though through the Vedas, took birth as the son of Dasharatha, as we covered last night. When all of the Vedas went and prayed to the divine goddess, she manifested. She says, I will take birth in the kingdom of the King Janak. Bhagavan Shri Vishnu says, I will take birth in the kingdom of the King Dasharatha. This son of Dasharatha became the soul of the Ramayana of Valmiki. Valmiki proclaimed the Ramayana that the Supreme Lord took his birth as the son of Dasharatha and shone as the embodiment of the Vedas, as we will see tonight. Nevertheless, the sage Valmiki described the saga of Rama as that of an ordinary human being. If you follow Ramayana, as we will see tonight, he behaved like a mortal. But the sage Valmiki drew the divine in Rama, even as an ordinary being, as the Supreme Himself. Ravan saw Rama entirely as just a man. Oh, I'm going to kidnap your Dulahina and there's nothing you can do about it. Just as a man. Tonight's Katha is taken from the Sri Ramcharitamanas, as I mentioned, chapter 6, Lanka Gyaan. And we begin on the battlefield. I'm going to take you to the battlefield now, in the southern part of Lanka. And incidentally, my wife and I and others, we visited Sri Lanka earlier this year. And on this battlefield, the soil is red. Red as blood. Why? Because this is the battlefield where this war we're going to speak about tonight took place many, many years ago, 5,000 years ago. Brothers and sisters, as Ravan was one of those individuals who had forgotten how to live with others. Not so. And you see, we're going to see how good versus evil plays out in the long run. The scene in the Ramayana is on this kind of a battlefield. It is a battlefield where the forces of right are wrong, are waging war. Rama represents righteousness. Ravan represents unrighteousness. And the battle between the two are being fought now in this war, on this battlefield. Tonight, we begin with our first doha, extracted from Sri Ramcharitamanas. Goswami Tulsidas put pen to paper as he beautifully writes and we extract the scriptures. Praise the Lord Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki. sisters, Goswami Tulsidas, she beautifully writes, she says, Bahuri Ram Sab Tan Chitai, Bole Bachan Gabhir, Dvamda Durja Dekhan Sakala, Shramarita Bhai Adibir. Sri Rama cast his eyes on what was taking place on the battlefield at the time. You see, devotees, Ravan, as we spoke of last night, was an astute devotee of Lord Shiva. But he also had the blessing of having the patron saint, the patron goddess, who was none other than Durga Mata. In Lanka as the protectress, she would protect him because his form and his equivalence or his power of worship was so strong. The mother had to be commanded to come and reside and protect him in Lanka. Just as the war was taking place, and Ravan, by the way, this war lasted for 18 days. We'll understand why in a minute. As he noticed that his army now was being wiped out, what did he do? He decided to perform a Yagya, a sacrifice, a fire sacrifice to appease the goddess so she can wipe out all of his enemies and he can win the war. But you see, Hanumanji and others, they knew, they got wind from the spies as what was taking place. And what did they do? They went to this Yagshala where he was performing this Havan and they governed it. They put the fire out and so forth. They threw away all of his offerings. So it could not have been completed. If that Yagya was completed, it would have been a different story that we'll be covering tonight here from Ramayana. Brothers and sisters, when this Yagya was interrupted, Ravan became very, very disappointed. And he became even more angry now. One of the writers said, Ravan began to speak through all 10 heads. He was a 10-headed monster, literally. We'll see why. You see, he had to resolve now, dutifully, to proceed to the battlefield. Why? If he had turned away from the battlefield, he would have been called a coward. And Ravan, in those days, devotees, kings were not ever, their name, their lineage, their rank meant the world to them. So he would not walk away from this battle. And as soon as he started out from his palace, bad omens began to greet him. What do we mean by this? Kites. It's a type of bird in India. They flew in, out on top of his head, around his head, and his hands. His crown slipped out from place. He paid no regard to these warnings. Growing up in Trinidad, you'd hear things, and I'm sure in Guyana too, you'll hear things like, well, if the left eye is winking, something bad is going to happen if you're a male. Or if the right eye is winking, something good is going to happen if you're a female. Something to that effect. But these are all signs that, sometimes we pay no heed to it. However, Ravan was seeing all these signs, but he paid no heed to it whatsoever. He ordered the war drums to be beaten like clarions. Now, the war drums are those big tassa drums, the big bass drums, and of course they were playing the kettle drums as well. Hundreds of thousands of Rakshasas gathered when that signal, when the war drums began to play. Hundreds of thousands of Rakshasas. And the army now, they proceeded to wage a mortal battle against who? Bhagwan Sri Ram. Brothers and sisters, Rama equipped himself with the arrow, an arrow case, and he took the bow in his hand. With his long arms and his broad chest, his splendor filled embodiment of charm, he stood on the battlefield, a very picturesque of heroic might. The writer says, Goswami Tulsidas tells us, the gods assembled overhead, and they paid homage now to Bhagwan Sri Ram from the heavens. Like a thunder-spitting clouds bringing destructive clouds on the earth, and a deluge, the Vanars in hordes. The Vanars are the celestial beings. Some writers will call them monkeys. We don't call them monkeys. They are celestial beings. They may have taken the form of a monkey, but they are called Vanars. They took now and began to deal with the demon forces, all the Rakshasas, and they began to annihilate them, devotees. The mountain peaks, they began to rip off the mountain peaks and throw it against the Rakshasas to wipe them out. Tree trunks, trees were uprooted. This is how they were fighting their war. They had no bow and arrows. They were fighting with what nature had provided for them. Brothers and sisters, in an instant, the chariots, the elephants, and the horses of the demon army were destroyed. Thousands and thousands of demons fell to the ground. And then blood flowed in rivers. That same blood that flowed in rivers coated the earth that I just told you about, that exists today in the southern part of Sri Lanka. Ravan lost probably all of his warriors, and he felt very alone when the Vanas and bears were by the hundreds and thousands. So he decided now to do what? To draw on his jadoo. What's jadoo? His magic powers. black magic. He was a master of black magic. So what did he do? He exercised, or he was able to exercise his black magic on everybody except whom? Except whom? Sri Ram. Yes. But Rama knew otherwise. You see, through his will, Ravan saw a vast ocean of Vanas. Wherever he turned, all he saw was Vanas, monkeys and bears. And with Rama's Lakshman as their captain, as their general, then he realized his magic could not produce any more effects. Soon, Rama called all of the Vanas to his presence, and he told them now with grave seriousness, he says, "You are all exhausted with this long and hard battle. Go and take some rest, and watch the fight between Rama and Ravan." And no sooner did he say these words, devotees, Rama now engaged Rama. Ravan engaged Rama with a challenging roar. He roared like an animal. Our Katha continues tonight because Swami Tulsidas, he tells us what is about to happen as he puts pen to paper. We'll all sing Ramayana tonight, okay? Come on. Take a rest now and watch this battle between Ravan and I. He says, "Asa kahi ratha raghunat chalava." Ratha means the chariot of Ravan. Lord Rama bowed his head to his opponent. He's about to fight with Ravan, and what does he do? He bows, he submits to Ravan. Vipra charana pankaja sirunava. How many of us in this world today, if we're having an argument with someone, or we want to pick a fight, we don't want to pick any fight with anybody, or you want to pick a fight with someone, how many of us would bow, submit before that person, showing respect, bowing before the enemy? In this world today, with everything that's going on, maybe some of these fellows should bow at the enemies. Show that respect. Let us have a fair fight. Brothers and sisters, he says, Tabalat Lankesha Krodha Gurit Chava. Garajata Tarajata Sanamukha Dhava. Ravan, when he saw Lord Rama approaching his chariot and bowed at him, he felt very much enraged and he got even more angry. What is this mortal coming to my chariot for? And what did he do? He now challenged him with a thunderous voice. And let us see what he says now in the next Shaubai as he speaks to Lord Rama. He's angry. Lord Ravan now begins to speak. Ravan began to speak. He says, Jeete huje bhaat samjug mahi, suno tapasya, main tina samanahi, Ravana naam jagat jas jana, loka pajake pamdati kahana. He says, listen, in a thundering voice, he calls Lord Rama, what does he call him? Not Prabhu, not A, he said hermit. What is a hermit? You all know the definition of a hermit? One who walks around with nothing, because all Lord Rama has was a bow and arrow and a quiver in his back, and he was dressed in a bark of a tree. Hey hermit, he says, I am not one whose glory is known all over the world. He says, I am not one like those warriors whom you have vanquished in battle. My name is Ravan, and the regions of the spheres respect me. Now, let's speak about Ravan for a second, his power. Ravan was a master scientist. He mastered the Sanskrit language. He was very intelligent. He was also a Brahmana. Devotees, Ravan understood the 52 avenues of Satya, Sanatan, Vedic Dharma better than anyone except for Hanumanji. He was willing in terms of his knowledge. He understood astrology. Even so, when he was about to have his first son, Meghnad, he wanted Meghnad to be the most ferocious warrior in the entire world. Let me ask you a question. When you all, mothers especially and fathers, parents, when your children are born, what's the first thing you do other than register them in the hospital? You call what it says, right? Babs, check the patra and see what boy or girl born in a good time. What, give me a Rashi name. Babs will look at the patra and look to see what the alignment of the planets are, and that will determine the type of child or the characteristic of that child or what that child will be. If we can tell the future as pundits, we can read the charts, the astrological charts, and predict the future. Ravan wanted to have the most ferocious warrior as a son. What did he do? He realigned the planets so that all the planetary effects would be such that at that time, that moment that his child, Meghnad, would be born, that he would become the most ferocious warrior, and so he was. This is the power of the Ravan we speak. Don't put him aside and say he's just a Rakshas. Absolutely not. The same Ravan, when he meditated and did tapasya before Bhagwan Shiva will open his eyes to meditation. He continues to speak to Lord Rama and he says, Karbhushan bini radha tum mara padhehu badhaiva bali bichara Sri Ram Jaya Rama. He says now, my name is Ravan, whose glory is known all over the world. And you now have slain, you have killed Khara, Bhushana, Virad, and of course you have killed poor Bali. Even as a hunter would shoot his game, you shot him with an arrow and you killed him. Nay, nay, nay. You wiped out most of the demon champions, even killed Kumbhakaran and my son Meghnad. He says, but today, O hermit, I will wreak vengeance on you. Ravan is speaking now and his voice is thundering. When he speaks, you would shiver. He says, I will surely give you your death today. And he continues. He says, it is I, Ravan, who you, hermit, will have to deal with now. And hearing all of this foul talk now, the all-merciful Ramchandraji took him now as doomed to death and smilingly replied as follows. What did Sri Ramchandraji say? Let us see in this next chapter. Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Come on, sing with me. Come on. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, sing. Shri Ram, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Don't sing that. Come on. Shri Ram. as he always does, you know. And he said in a very soft voice, he called Ravan fool. He says, first, listen to the words of moral counsel that I'm about to give you. He says there are 3 types of people in the world. Now, to understand the 3 types of people that Rama is about to describe, in Ramayana, in this katha, there's something, we have dohas, we have chaupais. Now we have something called a chepak, which we'll sing, a chant, sorry. And it goes like this. Janura ke tu anek continues now to speak to Ravan as he has his attention. He says, there are 3 types of men in this world, mortals, he says. The first is like a partly tree whose blossoms are fine, but it does not bear fruit. Those who indulge in their speech and do not practice what they speak are of this type of tree. That's one. The second group, he says, are like a plantain tree. We all know about the plantain trees. It gives flowers and fruits, both also. The flower comes first and then the fruits. He says, those who speak and act and practice as what they assert are of this type of tree. And then the third type of tree is the famous jackfruit tree. You all are familiar with the jackfruit tree? We call it, how we call it in Trinidad? Koa. Yes, koa. Katar. Yes, katar. This tree, he says, it has no flowers, but it only bears fruits. And how big are some of the fruits? Actually, some giant size one like this. These, he says, or Ram is saying, are the best type. They don't prattle or boast or talk high. They are silent workers who act with no boast. Bhagwan teaches, Sai Baba teaches, he says, hands in society, but head in the forest. When we serve mankind, like you all are doing in this community, don't look for anything in return. Don't look for a pat on the back. We are here to serve, and this is our purpose in life, to serve mankind. Brothers and sisters, Rama continues. He says, you are a mere braggart, meaning a boaster, a show-off. He says, your immortal rule has brought ruin to your own race. Ravan was not in a mood to swallow these accusations. You know, when a fellow is filled with abhiman or pride, you dare not say something like this to him. Because why? His cup is overflowing with abhiman. He has no room to hear anything that makes sense. He says, what? Gyaan? What are you saying? He says, dare you teach me? How dare you teach? Who are you to teach me? You're a mortal. And he started now to pour out abuse to Bhagwan Sri Ram. Suddenly, he shot a bunch of hard-hitting arrows to Bhagwan Sri Ram. And Rama replied now with a fire arrow. And all of Ravan's arrows were burnt into ashes. Brothers and sisters, Ravan now directed millions of sharp-edged wheels and three-pronged spears against Rama. But the hopes of his wicked heart were not fulfilled. Rama thereupon lifted his redoubtable bow, meaning the formidable bow, causing fear or alarm as he shot this arrow now, deadly arrows which flew straight at Ravan, like irresistible messengers of death and cobras, eager to inject their fatal venom on this cruel monster, Ravan. The next Doha Goswami Tulsidas right now tells us what's about to happen. Devotees, as Lord Rama now, as quickly as he struck off the heads of Ravan, they were renewed, they grew back immediately without end. And like the passions of a man, they grew even more and more as as man enjoys the pleasures of senses. You know, once I was doing a Yagya, and after the Yagya, a little girl came up to me, a little Beti, she says, Baba, you said in the Katha that Ravan had 10 heads. So 5 on this side and I guess 5 on the other side, or 1 in the middle, and I don't know what combination he had then. She said, Babs, tell me something now. When he goes to sleep at night, and he wants to sleep on his side, what happens to the 5 heads that hang on the right side? She was absolutely right. She put me in a spot. So I said, Betty, maybe he has a space in the bed that 5 heads hang up on his side. She went even further. She says, Babs, if Ravan complained that he had a headache, his wife Queen Mandori did it, how does she know which head to go and squeeze? Devotees, the minds of children, they make you think, you know. They think of the most inquisitive things. Sometimes it passes right over us. Anyways, the 10 heads of Ravan are symbolic of the 10 negative or 9 plus 1 negative qualities that exist in all of us. Lord Rama noticed, you know, as soon as one head was sliced off by his arrows, another one grew back in its place. But ignoring impending death, Ravan was immersed in pride. He kept on laughing, ha 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 ha, you can't kill me, you mortal fool. And he kept on insulting Prabhu Rama like this. He challenged Rama over and over with great exhortation. It was a ghastly sight, you know. And now, let's see what Goswami Tulsirashi tells us what happens in the next chapter. Praise the Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. Devotees of Lord Rama launched the arrows, the fatal arrows, towards Ravan. The heads now began to roll onto the ground. Even though the heads were cut off and they're rolling in the ground, they're shouting, Kahan se Rama? Kahan se Lakshman? Where's Rama? Where's Lakshman? Where's Sugriv? The heads remained on the trunk now. They were gashing their teeth, you know. They are grinding their teeth, asking now for Vibhishan and pouring the abuses on him. Vibhishan was Ravan's brother. He said, brother of mine, the heads are speaking, brother of mine, shame on you. for awaiting the news of your brother's death so you can succeed him on the throne. You are not a hero. You are a coward. Shame on you, Ravana is saying. He says, no one should even look you in the face from this day on. And soon the heads reappeared now on the trunk of Ravana, and they fought fiercely with unequal valor. Lakshman, Sugriv, Angad, they watched him and they admired his prowess. Brothers and sisters, finally, Lord Rama resolved that Ravana's end should be no longer delayed. He is the Lord of the universe. He knows everything. He knows the beginning. He knows the middle. He knows the end. And if he wanted to end this situation a long time, it could have been done like this. But now the time was right. His inequities, that's Ravan, were multiplying with every passing day. Nala, Neil, these were the engineers now, and other Vanas. They were casting rocks. They were pelting Ravan with rocks and stones, and they hurt him very greatly. But you see, the dusk, the evening time came, and when in battle, in the olden days, when the sun would go to set, war is over. The armies would pick up their dead, they will see about their injured and take them back to their camp to nurse them to come back and fight the next day. They were disciplined. They won't go in the middle of the night and attack the other person's camp. No, this is not how war was fought. Even though this battle went on for 18 days. Brothers and sisters, Goswami Tulsidas Ji now tells us in this next shloka, let us see what he says, what is about to take place. That night, as the armies retired to their different camps to recuperate, Trijata, you probably would have heard this name before in different kathas. She was a very wise Rakshasi, female Rakshas, but she always dreamed of Ravan's destruction and Rama's victory. She was actually the daughter of Vishnu. She sat near Mother Sita, and Goswami Tulsidas tells us, he says beautifully, he says, Trijata kahi sab katha sunai, She's giving Mother Sita now Katha. She says, she was assigned the duty of guarding Mother Sita when Ravan captured her. So she was describing the battle now between Rama and Ravan. She told Sita, whenever Rama sliced off the head of Ravan, another one grew back in his place. She says, as she says this, Mother Sita's face became palled at this news. She sank into sadness. Tridhata was surprised by this development. And she tried to explain now to Mother Sita why this was so. Was it black magic? Why was Ravan's head growing back? You know why? She said, Tridhata said to Mother Sita, do not yield to anxiety. She says, and listen carefully, Ravan has you, your form, in his heart. As a Devi or a goddess enshrined in his heart. And this is why his head keeps growing back like this. Strange, huh? The Rakshas Ravan has Mother Sita instilled in his heart as a Devi or goddess. And this encourages his head to grow back like this. And this Sita became even more now sad, but also a little bit happy. Tridhata hastened to add, she said, Ma, have no doubt, his end is imminent. Ravan's end is imminent. It will happen very soon. And Rama will triumph. But she says, Ma, Rama also remembers you every time he shoots an arrow. You see, Rama also remembers you because he's battling for you. He's battling for righteousness and what is right. She says, he too has your form in his heart. So the end is prolonged until the moment comes now when Ravan, for a minute, for a second, fraction of a second, gives up that memory and forgets about you in his heart. That is the end of him. Devotees, this is the gist of this katha tonight. You see, just like Ravan, for 1 second, will forget about Ma Sita in his heart, his end, his demise comes. So too you and I. The minute we forget about God in our hearts, the minute we forget about God and put everything or something else in there, what happens? We run into trouble, we run into roadblocks, we stumble. Brothers and sisters, Tridhata continues, she says, Ma, the moment this spell, this doom, he will be killed in an instant. There's a beautiful bhajan we'll sing tonight, glorifying Bhagwan Sri Ram. As Tridhata is trying to make Mother Sita, to pacify her, to make her happy and not sad, to bring her out of that slump or that sorrow that she feels now as she's missing her Rama. We sing, Rama is in your mind and body, she said, indeed, he's every part of the body. Meditate on Rama and forget this mundane, this world of mundane existence. Prem se bolo Madhyana Purushottam Bhagwan Ramachandra ki. तेरे मन में राम, तन में राम, रोग रोग में राम रे, राम सुमिर ले ध्यान लगा ले, वो जगत के काम। बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, राम राम, बोलो राम, राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, तेरे मन में राम, तन में राम, रोग रोग में राम रे, राम सुमिर ले ध्यान Mother Chidata now filled Mother Sita's ears with these beautiful words and the lyrics of Bhagwan Sri Ram, the name of Rama. She became a little bit more pacified, she became peaceful. Ravan now filled the next day of this battle with magic mystery, with Jadoo. The battlefield was filled with creations, with his creations of ghosts, eerie beings, spirits with bows and arrows walking around the battlefield. This is Ravan at work. Female spirits dancing around, howling or holding swords in one hand and gorging blood from skulls that were left on the battlefield. And whatever they say, you know what their mantra was? Hold, beat, kill. They should be chanting Ram, not so? Hold, beat and kill, that was their mantra. And in whichever direction now the Vanas advanced, the Rama's army, they were met by huge walls of fire. All of this was black magic. The Vanas now, they were astounded. And a thick rain of sand fell now to stop the Vanas from advancing. Ravan roared, now he became happy at this sight of the plight of his enemy. Lakshman, Sugriv and others, they were incapacitated, like they have no strength. They were held back in sort of a realm, like you know the Matrix. They were held back in some sort of a matrix. And the warriors now, they prayed in sadness for Rama to come to their help. Devotees, Goswami Tulsidas tells us again, in this next Doha, that's what he says. Karachi sarasana shravana lagi chare sar ekatis raghunayak sayak chale manahu kala bhanis. Drawing his bow now, when Lord Rama says, you know, enough is enough, he drawed the string of his bow with his arrows in there and he fired 31 arrows to Ravana. Now let's do the math. 31 arrows. One arrow, let's leave the one arrow out. How many heads did he have? 10. So he had how many arms? No, 2. He also had 10 on each side. So total of 20 plus 10, 30. So each arrow, each one of the 30 arrows took off the heads, took off the hands, and the one arrow, so 30 plus 1, 31. The one arrow went into the nabhi or the navel, where it was a nectar spot. And this is where he kept this sacred nectar that was given to him by a boon that he prayed to Lord Brahma, that he would be invincible, that no one can destroy him, but other than Lord Rama. Devotees, Lord Rama, that one arrow that pierced into the nectar from the navel of Ravan now. You know, long ago in Trinidad especially, when the dogs, I'm sure in Guyana as well, Babs, when the dogs would howl at night, you know, you will hear all these sounds. We used to, our parents and some of our uncles and aunts would say, well, someone's going to pass away. You know, it was a very scary sound, and dogs begin to howl in the wee hours of the night or the morning. This is what was happening here on the battlefield. Devotees, dogs around. There was howling sound. The foxes were howling. Donkeys even brayed. Birds and beasts, they set up. Birds they were going in different directions and making loud noises. Balls of fire dropped from the sky. Goswami Tulsidas tells us. And Queen Mandorari her heart now began to beat loud and fast. Devotees, to the mothers in the audience, Let me ask you a question. You don't have to answer me, but think about this. Especially the mothers. When your children are in danger, do you not get signs? You feel it, not so? My late grandmother, you know what my Aji, you know what she used to tell me? She used to call me one time, she says, Beta, something is wrong. And she will call one of my uncles' names, something is wrong. You know, Uncle Joe is having an issue, Uncle Joe is having a problem. Call him and make sure he's okay. These are the traits of a mother. I can tell you this for a fact, I've seen it with my own eyes. Mothers have a special bond with children that you know, you feel it in your hearts, devotees. Queen Mandodari's heart began to beat loud and fast, even though she was not on the battlefield, she was in the palace. But she knew that something was wrong with her king, Ravan. Brothers and sisters, every idol, every home and every temple on the island began to shed tears at this very moment. Tornadoes, if you just have a few in Florida this last week with this hurricane, tornadoes spread havoc hill and deep. And altered by all of these calamitous signs now, the gods knew that the end of Ravan was near. Then, after now, shooting all of these arrows, because of time we'll summarize the katha here. That arrow that went into the nectar spot in his navel, it dried up the nectar. And the others struck the 10 heads and the 20 arms. The arrows carried off with them his heads and arms. The arrows not only took the heads off, but it carried off into a far distance to deposit them. Devotees, the armless and headless trunk of Ravan now began to dance. Doli bhumi girata dasamadra chubhita sindhu sari diga bhudhara. This is what Goswami Tulsidas is where he says, while dying now, he kept on shouting, Lord, where is Rama? Imagine this headless corpse, so to speak, without any hands, is dancing. And where's Rama? Come here, Rama, I will kill you. He's still ready to fight. So powerful was this demon Raman. And then the gods now, they began to shower flowers upon petals upon this battlefield. As Ravan lay dying in his final moments, devotees, Sri Ram then said to Lakshman, said, Bhaiya, go to Ravan quickly before he dies and request to him to share whatever knowledge he can. Why would Sri Rama do this? What knowledge could Ravan possibly give Lakshman? You see, devotees, Lord Rama is educating his brother. He says, even as a Rakshas, he was a great scholar, one of the greatest scholars. And the obedient Lakshman, he rushed across the battlefield to where Ravan was laying now on his side. And he whispered into his ear, he says, hey, demon king, don't let your knowledge die with you. Share it with me now and wash away your sins. Ravan responded just by, he turned the other direction, you know. Then, angry Lakshman now went back to Ravan. He says, Bhaiya, he is an arrogant fool. He's too proud to share anything. Then Rama said to him, go back and stand at his feet. Listen carefully. Go back and stand at his feet to give him the respect of the scholar he was. Devotees, despite his evil ways, Ravan taught a great lesson to the world. He exclaimed at this point, in his dying breath, he says, all men, do not live as I have lived and ruin your lives. When heads and limbs rolled on the ground, they hopped about and they rolled, they fell in a frantic dance for some time. Ravan rid himself of life and he attained moksha at the feet of Bhagwan Sri Ram. He merged with Paramatma even though he was a Rakshas. You see, he was killed at the hands of God. This was mandated. If you remember our katha last night, when Devi Ma manifested in Vaikuntha, she gave the instruction that she will manifest and she will come as Mother Sita to begin the destruction of Ravan. This is where we tie back now, Sri Ramcharitamanas with Devi Bhagavatam. Then, once this happened, devotees, at the end of the 18 days when this war was over, everyone began to exclaim now, Jai Shri Ram. Come on, let's say it. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Devotees, Ravan is depicted as the king of the Rakshasas. The king of the Rakshasas. And what are these 10 heads we speak about? They are, and we say in Ramayana, Kam Krodha Madhamana Moha Lobhan Chobhan Ragna Droha Jinke Kapat Dambhan Hi Maya Jinke Hridaya Basahu Raghuraya Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Jai Rama, Jai Rama. In Ramayana, in Ayodhya Kaand, when Lord Rama visited the hermitage of the sage Valmiki, he asked the sage, "O Lord, O sage, I am going to be in this forest for the next 14 years. Tell me, where should I reside?" This is the Chaupai that the sage Valmiki alluded to Sri Ramchandra. What did he say? "Go into the hearts, O Lord, of those who are free from kama, lust, krodha, anger, moha, delusion, lobha, greed, mada, pride, madasya, envy, manas, mind, intellect, buddhi, chitta, and all the ahankar with ego. Free yourself, O Lord, from those. The mind, the buddhi, and the chitta will be free from ego." Brothers and sisters, the root cause of Ravan's ruin, you see, he was unable to contain or to conquer his desires, unwilling to get rid of his impulses. He ruined his entire clan. You ever heard the saying, one bad apple can spoil a whole dozen? You put one bad apple in a bag of good apples, all become spoiled. So too, dried bamboo grows in clusters, not so in hundreds, maybe thousands of bamboo stakes. And all it takes is for two of those bamboos to rub together like this. And what happens? It creates a fire, and it can burn the entire bamboo patch down. So too is Ravan's actions here. His negative actions here destroys the entire clan of Rakshasas. Brothers and sisters, it is impossible to describe all of the greatnesses of Rama. Rama, you see, says Valmiki wrote, while Rama was still reigning over the kingdom, Rama was ruling over Ayodhya at that time. And what does Ayodhya signify? We just spoke about it. Ayodhya. Yud means war, A means no war. A place where there is no war. Can you think of such a place in this world today? It's closer than you would have imagined. A place where there is no war. Where is Ayodhya? Not in India, you know. There's a place called Ayodhya in India. Ayodhya is right here, in this heart. This heart should be the place where there's never any wars. And you see, the minute Lord Rama lives in Ayodhya, Man Kram Vachan se ek hi hai. Your words, your thoughts, your mind, your speech, your actions, they will all be in unison. You will always speak the truth. You will always do good things. You will always help ever and hurt never, as our Swami tells us. You will always share love. Brothers and sisters, the whole world was elated when Sri Ram Janmabhoomi, the temple of Lord Rama, was opened in Ayodhya earlier this year. That temple symbolizes a place that cannot be penetrated by evil forces, which is invincible. And that place again is in our hearts, where Rama resides. Then there will be room in it for the story of Rama to enter. And after completing his great epic, the sage Valmiki was considering now how to make it known to the world and how to sanctify the lives of people by spreading this message. The Ramayana invokes the joy to listeners. Its very sweetness, like we all sang this evening, of its poetry and its shlokas, relieve people from their sorrows. Rama lived a very common life, but ordinary men did not live like Rama. That is the secret of this phenomenon. Though Rama was divine, he moved about like an ordinary man, so says our scriptures. Common men should live like Rama to manifest their divinity. It is not to recognize the human aspect of Rama. People should also realize the divinity in everyone. When we say namaste, it means the divinity in I or me recognizes the divinity in you. This is why namaste is a global symbol now of a welcome. Rama dwells in the hearts of every one of devotees. And as we sing tonight our final bhajan, let us glorify him as he says, amidst the battle of life. You see, the battle with Ravan is in fact the battle of life which you and I, we face in our daily lives. Sing the praises of Sri Ram. Right here on this planet, on this earth, you will find earth and heaven. The Lord can be found here as well as the eternal home. There is no duty greater than chanting the name of Ram. Praise the Lord, Prabhu Ramachandra Bhagavan ki. He manwale, manwa, jeevan hai sangram. He manwale, manwa, jeevan hai sangram. sisters, it is here that we'll end our katha tonight. Just to summarize real quickly from the Ramayana. When Ravan was killed and destroyed and he got his moksha from Prabhu Sri Ram, then Hanumanji made his way now to where Trijata was with Mother Sita to share the news of the victory. And it is there that Mother Sita decided, as we discussed last night, Prabhu, I have nothing of value to give to you. Hanumanji said, no, I don't want anything. I just want to serve you and my Prabhu. And what did she do then? She said, we spoke of it last night. Ashta siddhi navanidhi ke data asavardina janaki mata, as the Chalisa tells us. She granted Hanumanji the 8 siddhis and the 9 nidhis so he can prosper and that he can serve accordingly. My dear brothers and sisters, incidentally, on that particular day, it was a Tuesday, and she said, Hanumanji, this day, Mangalvar, will be known as an auspicious day to worship you. So hence, we worship Hanumanji on Tuesdays and of course, on today, on Saturdays. Tonight, it was an absolute pleasure to share this beautiful katha from the golden scriptures of Sri Ramcharitamanas with each and every one of you, to those of you joining us online as well all over the world tonight. I'd like to ask you tonight to acknowledge our musicians, to give them a lovely round of applause by Christy, by Pradeepji, and all the other musicians. And I want to especially speak for a minute on my brother Chris. When the opportunity came up that there's availability during the Navratri to conduct perhaps 1 or 2 sessions of Yagya, I said, Bhaiya, I will finish my task. I have 5 nights assigned at the Devi Mandir in Toronto, which we finished. I said, would you all like to continue the Navratri here at the Sanatan Dharam Mandir, right? He spoke with our Guruji Pandit and others and got the approval. And he put this whole thing together so that we can come and join with you. But not only for Navratri. He says, Babs, you're here. Why not have satsang on Saturday and Sunday morning as well? So guess what? You are all going to be here tomorrow morning, right? Go like this. From 10 a.m. until noon, we'll conduct our final session. We'll do a beautiful katha on Bhagwan Shiva. Now, incidentally, we'll be focused on the Nirvana Shatakam. How does the Nirvana Shatakam go? Chidananda Rupaha. Very good. Now I expect to see all of you here ready and prepped to sing it with me tomorrow. Brothers and sisters, Bhakti, devotion, dedication to the Lord. It does not take a lot. And I tell many people this. When you put good thoughts into the universe, positive thoughts into the universe listens, the universe is well aware of everything that we think, everything that we say, and everything that we do. And when you place positivity into the universe, what do you think is reciprocal? What do you think reciprocates back to you? Okay, I'll give you a good example. Smile with me. See? When you smile, the world smiles back at you. This is what I mean. You're putting it out into the universe. I humbly ask of you, in your daily routines, in your jobs, when you meet people, greet them with love, greet them with peace, and wish them a blessed day. If for some reason you get angry at someone, like Ravan, I'm not calling anybody Ravan, If you develop that type of anger, don't say anything. Don't let anything come out of this most deadly weapon in the human body. Don't hurt. Hurt never, help ever. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba tells us. It's been an absolute wonderful evening. I'm a little bit past my time, but I thank you for your patience, Pataji. Thank you so much for allowing us. Mataji, it's nice to meet you. And thank you for flying all the way from Orlando. Hopefully the hurricane didn't do anything with you. Hanuman Baba ki Jai Ho. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And I certainly look forward to coming back to Sanatan Dharam Mandir and for doing many, many more satsangs and yagyas with you. I'd also like to thank my Dharma for accompanying me. She's made a big sacrifice to journey with me on this spiritual journey. Sometimes it can be a very challenging one, but you know what? God is love. And wherever you put positivity, positivity will follow you. Prem se bolo Madhyara Purushottam Bhagwan Ramachandra ki Jai. And tonight I want you to put your hands together for all the children who are here. Keep them a lovely round of applause. Thank you all so much for coming. The children are our future. And with this, we sing Katha Visarjana Ho to Hai Surahovi Hanuman. Prem se bolo Pavan Putra Hanuman ki Jai. Katha Visarjana Ho to Hai मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान रामचंद्र की जय। थैंक यू, कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद जी।
Once again, devotees, what a beautiful katha we have tonight. And Vyasji have mentioned the word Bhakti, love. It is because of love we are here tonight. And Goswami Tulsidas wrote a few lines that brought that into my head. And I said, Jina Hari Bhakti Hidayna Jnani, Jina Hari Bhakti Hidayna Jnani, Jivata Sauda Samanati Prani. If you don't have love in your heart, then you are just a walking corpse. You have nothing to give and offer. And so, it is because of the love of Gyaan we have for Sanatan Mandir in Houston, Texas, that he live all the way from Florida, Canada, and all around where he travels and come back to our Mandir. Let's give him a big round of applause. And I always say to him that he's a blessed son. And every time he comes to sit here, he talks about his father and mother. Yes, he will talk about his mother and father because that's what brings love in his heart for his parents who have blessed him with such beautiful knowledge to come and share with us all over the world that you go to, Baba. It's a wonderful thing to have such a parents, and that always brings me another thoughts. That Bhagwan Sri Ramchandra and Lakshman and Sita traveling in the forest, and the people say, what a modern father for these nice looking people. Huh? What happened to his parents to send these children in the forest? Yeah? They did not understand who these children were. Such is the child of the parents of our Vyasji. He is not walking in the forest, but he is walking to all the cities. And we are the people who live in the bush. We are like them, saying that we are not complaining about the family or the father and mother, but we are giving him so much love that let the parents know that we appreciated this son that walks around all the ways and come to different mandir. As we sit here tonight, and he's giving his katha, I look at the Bhagwans over there, and they're all smiling to all of you. If you look at them closely, you will see. Because they're all enjoying the katha that they're hearing from our Vyas. And before I forget, I keep on thinking in my head, any one of you who have come tonight and you have Persad for Bhagwan, and you have not offered the Persad as yet, please, if you want to come and offer it now, you're welcome to do so. If you do not have Persad, tonight, the Ramcharan family sponsor tonight's event. Let's give them a big round of applause. And we will get Persad from them because they have meat offering already, and the Persad is waiting. Bhagwan says, I'm hungry. I'm not going to wait for all of you. I'm going to eat my Persad and enjoy myself. You all can sit down here and spend some time. Our Baba says, compliments to Chris. He wants to set up the drum good properly first. And as soon as he finishes setting the drum, the tones start. Baba, I'm right?
That's right, Baba.
As soon as Baba hears him play, say, Chris, make the adjustment. Chris, make the adjustment. Boy, I sit over there, I think the drum is stopping. Baba reading the chopar, and then Chris get the beat, and I'm pretty sure that all of you enjoy the beat. I want to recognize my colleague here, Pandit Nankumar, and Pandit Kedar, sitting somewhere. He said, I'm tired, go front, oh, he's there. I tell him to go and do what you gotta do, but so he said, you go. He went with me today. We spent a whole day today. We went to a family house and performed puja and stuff like that. Then he had to run back and go take shower and dress again and come back here to start puja here. So I want to compliment him for a wonderful day today, spending with him and being here with us. Without any hesitation, I will say Sitaram and God bless all. And once again, Vyas Bhagwan Ki Jai.
Thank you very much, Panditji. Let's give Panditji a lovely round of applause for the amazing work. And also Pandit Ravi, Pandit Nankumarji for supporting this organization, Sanatan Dharma. I am aware that we're celebrating some birthdays today, and the Yajman, I think, was going to give me the names of the birthday boys and girls. I don't have it. Bhaiya, can you share those with us, please? And while you're doing so, let us sing them a birthday song. For all those who are celebrating their birthdays, either this week, last week, next week, we'll stay in the month of October, okay? Your birthday is in October, happy birthday to you.
आज जन्मदिन आज जन्मदिन आज जन्मदिन आज जन्मदिन आज जन्मदिन तेरो आज जन्मदिन आज जन्मदिन birthday to Chris Maya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Chris Maya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Give him a lovely round of applause. Come on. And Chris Bhaiya, I know you will celebrate your birthday on the 27th, I believe, of October. Sunday 27th. So you all can come to Sunday morning service. I wouldn't be here, but I will be here in spirit. But we'll celebrate Chris Bhaiya's birthday. Thank you so much. Let us all please stand for final arati. And again, thank you all for coming from near and far. It's just been a wonderful evening. Arati Shri Ramayana Devi Kirati Hari Arati Shri Ramayana Devi Arati Shri Ramayana Devi Kirati Hari Hari
Soma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Lead us on to truth from darkness, lead us on to light and from death, lead us on to eternity. Madhyara Purushottam Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan, your name, O Lord, was helping you to speak eloquently. The handicapped that climb the highest mountain and the blind to see. O Lord, we come before you tonight as your children and we seek your blessings, O Lord. Bless us, O Lord. Be with us, O Lord. Cleanse all hearts and reside in the Yagya of all hearts. Mevinti suno era, 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 Mevinti suno era. Shanti, Antariksham Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Apa Shanti, Aushadaya Shanti, Vanaspataya Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvam Shanti, Shanti Deva, Shanti Sama, Shanti Devi, Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. प्रेम से बोलो गजानन स्वामी की, उमापति महादेव की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की, भवानी शंकर माता की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, आगे वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, सनातन धर्म मंदिर की, सनातन धर्म मंदिर की, सनातन धर्म मंदिर की। जय जय सीताराम। सबको all to the ground devotees, seek the best of the good now. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavad, Koti Koti Dhanyavad. Please take your Arati and Prasadam, etc. Bhojan, I believe, is prepared for everyone. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. until noon for the final session of this 3-session Yagya. For those of you who have taken pictures and little video clips and so forth, please tag me. My hashtag for Instagram is hashtag FLPandit, FLPANDIT, or Destination Pandit hashtag as well. Thank you so much. God blessings, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Jai Shri Ram.
Vyas Bhagwan ki, Vyas Bhagwan ki, Vyas Bhagwan ki. I just thought of something, and since we're here, we have refreshment outside in Bhojan. Please be patient with us because we are a bit punchy. We have everything set outside. But also one important thing I want to say that I should have said. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning